Hey guys, okay, so I'm going to review something today that I am super excited about. I'm trying to put it back in the packaging so you can see what it looks like. It is the Beautyblender, which is the little pink sponge that you might have seen in magazines or even on Sephora.com because they just started carrying it recently. To me, I've never been a fan of makeup sponges. I'm a huge germ freak, so I hate especially one that you'd spend a lot on, that you'd use over and over again. I just like the disposable ones that I can use and throw out. This one, however, is made to be reused over and over again with cleansing, though. You've got to remember to clean it. Now, when you really start thinking about that, okay, unless if you just use your fingers all the time for foundation, even if you use a brush, you still have to clean that. So I guess, you know, when you really think about it, a sponge isn't all that gross. So when I first saw this, I thought, huge gimmick. It's hot pink, it's shaped so cute, and yeah, I just figured it's probably nothing special. I had to try it out immediately. I took my makeup off, I tried it out that night, and I was sold completely. So then the next day, now I used that with my Makeup Forever HD foundation. The next day, I used it again. You can use it with concealer, you can use it with powder. And then I used it again today, and I am in love with this thing. This makes all of my makeup brushes like I don't want to reach for them anymore, and I never thought that I'd say that about a sponge product. About the prices, you can get one of these for $19.95, which is insane, I know. I'm going to show you an alternative in a minute, though, that you can pick up at Target. So if you want to get the real one, it comes in a really cute little package like this. This one's rolling around because I've taken it out. I had two in this package. You can get one of these for $19.95, like I said, which is kind of pricey. You can get two for $25.95. And you can get, I had to write down all the prices, you can get a set of this and the cleaner for $34.95. Alright, so I saw that and I thought that's good. Well, then I saw this big set that has both of them and the cleanser for only $5 more. So it's like you get an extra one for $5. So I went ahead and bought it, even though I'd never used it. I just figured whatever. So glad I did. I absolutely love this thing. So I'm going to demonstrate how to apply foundation with this, and I'm also going to demonstrate how to clean it. Now, if you are looking for a cheaper alternative, you can get this one. It's by Sonia Kashuk. It's made out of the same thing. This one actually feels a little dense, a little more dense. This one does. So this may not expand as much when you rinse it under water. I'll show you how to do that in a minute, but when you apply your foundation, you want to dampen it a little bit and then squeeze it out with a towel around it and then apply your foundation. It makes a huge difference. Obviously, the little indentation and then the surface on the bottom is just slightly larger. And you can see that it's a little bit flatter on the top as well. I think this one kind of is a little easier to hold on to. This one is $9.99. I bought one for my mom, I bought one for my grandma, I'm going to get one for a friend, just because I didn't want to order like a bunch of these. Plus, I think they're kind of the same, so. And it really does work just as well. You know, it's got the same little point. This one is just a little springier, so I don't know. Alright, now when you do use these sponges, there is a definite application technique that you kind of need to use. So I am going to show you how to do that. Okay, so I took the makeup off of this side of my face. And I figured, I'm not going to do my whole entire face. Half is fine. What I'm going to do is you could either do this in like a little dish or on anything. But if I'm going to do it on myself, I like to use my hands. I'm going to use my HD foundation and just put like well, for half my face, this is probably too much. But I just put it on that area in my hand. Just because the top of my hand usually has lotion or something on it. I don't want that to get mixed in. Alright, so then you're going to take your sponge and just kind of dip the bottom into the foundation, and then you're just going to dab it on your face. And they call this like bouncing. They say it's to bounce it on your face, which is really just a stippling motion. Now right away you're going to notice that when you do this, it kind of looks like you're airbrushing your face, and that's because there's not going to be any streaks or anything. And that's where the shape and design of this sponge is so important, because it doesn't leave behind any streaks because there are no edges. So you just kind of bounce that over your face, and then you can even do like little downward strokes like that. And see, I didn't really have to blend much at all, and it's already like perfect. If you have a lot of discoloration, if you have acne scarring, if you have like things that you need to cover up, this is like the best thing I've ever used for that. Around my chin, like where I have some discoloration, you just pat it on, and it's gone. And what I didn't show you, what you need to do right before you use it, you can use it dry or you can use it wet. I've used it both ways. Now right now I'm using it dry. I really like using it wet though. I really think it does so much better. And what you do is you're just going to run it under the faucet, like under cool water, wrap it in a towel, and then squeeze. And then you shouldn't have any, it shouldn't feel wet when you hold it. It should just feel slightly damp. And then, you can kind of, like in areas right here where I might need some coverage but I don't want to like full out apply foundation, I can just use whatever's left in the sponge and just kind of, you see how I'm just kind of like stippling it on harder right there because it's just kind of squeezing out what's in there. Especially if you're using this damp, that's where that really comes in. Alright, now, this other pointed end, you may say, well that's kind of a waste, why isn't it just a circle? Well first of all, it makes it easier to hold, and second of all, you can take this point and put the foundation right on the edge of it, and you can go into areas like right there, like right on the side of your nose, like right here, and it does a really great job. Alright, now what I love the most about this is that it doubles as a concealer brush, and even you can use it for powder. Now for concealer, for like blemishes or stuff like that on my face, like areas of redness, lately I've been using the Full Coverage Foundation by MAC, which is a pro item. I think it used to be available like in the regular line, but now it's pro only. I don't know if they still have it on the regular site, but whatever. Anyways, it's very similar to the Studio Finish Concealer in the little pot. It just doesn't have the SPF, so, whatever you want to do. So what I do with this is I just dip the tip of it right into my concealer, and it covers really well, and it blends really well. It's like you don't have to work with it much or something. I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. It just blends and it really applies the product great on like blemishes or areas of discoloration and stuff like that. Alright, then for powder, I like to set this with a mineralized skin finish. You just take it and you dab it right in, and you can just dab it straight on to your face. But it does work for powder too, which is really cool. Now as far as this one goes, application's exactly the same. Alright, so I went ahead and applied my blush to like even things out, and I totally remember that I forgot to show you under eye concealer. For under eye concealer, I like to use the Studio Moisture or Select Moisture Cover. So I'm just going to dab that on just a little bit, and then you can use the sponge right on the tip just to kind of blend it in, and it really gets into that inner corner if you have some shadows right there. Another way that you can use this, it's so versatile, you can use it with a cream blush. I prefer the cream color bases, or something like a paint stick. This is Pink Vivid, and you could just apply it straight onto here. You can put some on your hand and, dab it on, or you could apply it straight to your cheeks and then blend it in with this. It would be better to use a damp one for that also. You could even use it to blend something like the Smashbox Oh Glow. That would be perfect. I also think that it's really great for highlighter. You can use it much the same way as I just told you about. You can use any kind of highlighting product. I like to use the Pearl Cream Color Base. More like things that are liquidy, Just dab it on, and then you can dab it right onto your cheeks, and then you can use the pointier side to go down your nose, or to get this little area right there called your Cupid's bow, right where your lips kind of make that V shape. This would be perfect for that. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I clean it using the Blendercleanser. Alright, so I'm going to show you how to clean the sponge using the Blendercleanser and then obviously the sponge. Alright, so this is the Blendercleanser, and it has a really cool like mechanism thing. See, if you go like that, the cleanser comes out. So I'm just going to dip the sponge into it. If you don't want to do this, you can put it in something else and then, put it on the sponge if you don't want to dip your sponge directly into it. Alright, so then you're just going to work it into the sponge, and I dipped it into the top and the bottom just because that's the area where it's kind of, obviously the dirtiest, and you can see the makeup coming out of it. So you're just going to lather it up for a few seconds, probably just like a minute, should be fine. And see, like, you can see how big it gets, like when you put water on it, it almost doubles in size. Alright, and you can see how clean it's getting, and I haven't really put much effort into it at all, so you don't really have to scrub it down like you would think. Alright, so you can see just how big it gets. This is the dry one and this is the wet one, so it almost doubled. Alright, so now that I've gotten, you just want to go kind of like that just to make sure that you get all of the soap out so that it kind of absorbs the soap and then you can squeeze out the soap. This stuff is really good. It's kind of thick. It's not like a normal cleanser like you would think of like an alcohol-based cleanser. It smells really good too. Alright, so to dry this, just squeeze out the excess water, and you can even put this in the dryer, which is really cool, but you just can't use any heat. Just put it on that, like, the air fluff setting or whatever. Okay, so you're just going to take a towel and kind of squeeze it out, and then put it in the dryer, or sit it on a clean, flat surface to dry. Alright, so it's all clean. Again, look at the size difference. And see, this is like perfect dampness. It's like, see how no water's coming out of it? When I squeeze it, my hand doesn't even get wet. So, okay, now with the Blender cleanser that I showed you, it is $17.95 on its own. I'm not sure if I said that in the beginning. It's really great though because it doubles as a brush cleanser as well. When you're at the sink and you're going to lather them up, the MAC brush cleanser works great for that. But I kind of prefer the Blender cleanser because it's more of a gel consistency, doesn't have any alcohol in it. Still really cleans your brush as well, but I think that it conditions them a little better. This is actually the little container that the Sonia Kashuk brush came in. So I'm just going to lay it on the side like that, and I think that's going to really kind of dry it. So I'm going to save that little container. Also, I got about 1,000,001 questions the last time when I did that Studio Sculpt review, and I was talking about, you know, use a sponge, throw it out, use it, throw it out, you know, never use it twice. Of course, a lot of people were like, you know, that's a lot of sponges to throw away, it's wasteful, blah, blah, blah. So, you know, if you're one of those people that's really concerned with that, this would probably be great for you because not only is it an awesome product, and I really don't even think I'm going to use my foundation brushes anymore, but it is also kind of environmentally friendly. When you get done with it and you've used it to its fullest, you can send it to an address that they provide for you. Just stick it in one of those little shipping envelopes or whatever, and then they'll recycle it. And like I said, it should last about 3 months. That's with regular use. So for someone like me that doesn't necessarily wear liquid foundation every day, it's probably going to last even longer. Okay, so I know this is probably a really long review, but again, I'm just really excited about this thing. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you all very soon. Bye. Am I even in the thing?
Yes.
It looks like it's like...
It's recording.
Okay. What? Here, can you hear me too?
You going?
What I'm saying. Can you see this?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Alright, so I'm going to show you how to clean the sponge. Okay, turn it off. Whoa. Just hold on. Okay, just hold on. Alright, so, turn it off.